What's up, everybody? It's Matt here from Matt's Great World, and I'm back today with another video. The new season of The Dragon Prince has been shrouded in mystery for quite a long time. We've only gotten a few glimpses of footage and images over the course of the last 5 months since that initial teaser trailer dropped all the way back in November. Now, the cast and crew are set to come forth once again with a panel at this year's WonderCon in Anaheim, California. Now, I personally won't be in attendance, but that doesn't mean I'm not the least bit excited about this Comic-Con, because we've got to get some kind of big Dragon Prince news here. I mean, we just have to. There's no way they're not going to talk about it. There's no way that we're not going to get more news about when it could potentially come out. And who knows, maybe we'll even get a trailer. But that is not the subject of today's video. Well, I do hope those things happen. Today, I'm going to be sharing a Season 6 theory with you that I've been working on for quite a while. And seeing as how that we were introduced to the Novablade in Season 5 as a potential weapon that could possibly kill Erebos, and it's protected by an ancient sect of Skywing Elves, this sets up a scenario that could potentially alter the course of the show and alter the course of Callum and Rayla's future within the show, specifically forever. So let's not waste any more time and jump straight into the trial of Callum and Rayla. I'm sure all of you have seen the teaser trailer for Season 6 by now if you've been watching my channel at all for the last 5 or 6 months. But if not, I'll link it to the end screen and in the description below. That way you can go and watch that. But why am I bringing all of that up? Why am I bringing the teaser trailer up at all? Well, there was a specific moment towards the end of the teaser trailer that really caught my eye and kind of was the seed for this theory to begin with. Specifically, this image. So there you have it. This is the image that kind of sparked everything. The image of Callum blindfolded, free-falling in the night sky. When I saw this for the first time, I had so many different questions, such as, why is Callum blindfolded and why is he free-falling in the first place, in the middle of the night? You know, and also, among other things, like, is this even really from Season 6? Is this just something they did for the teaser? I don't know. But as I pondered upon these questions over the course of many, many months, with additional images being revealed, I theorized that Callum may not actually be free-falling at all. Maybe he's just in a trance, going through some kind of trial in order to gain the Novablade. What could that trial be, though? I don't know. Maybe he needed to prove his worth somehow by learning the ways of the celestial elves, or learning to perform some kind of maneuver or something. I don't know. And the same, honestly, could be said for Rayla, because since in this image right here, Rayla appears in this image to be fighting some sort of monster. And this could be a part of a similar sequence to what Callum may be experiencing. Now, specifically, what do I mean by trial? What do I mean by trance or dreamlike state? Well, going back to those images, I think that specifically they could be put into a trance at some point where they have to face some of their darkest fears, not only with themselves and their friends, but also each other. And this is really going to be the biggest test for them. And this is going to be the thing that decides whether or not they're able to be trusted with the Novablade. Specifically with Callum and him free-falling, maybe this is some kind of test to see whether or not he is actually a mage like he claims he is and can perform primal magic, and maybe he needs a certain kind of connection to another arcanum, like he needs a connection to the stars in order to get the Novablade to work. So maybe this is a trial for him to figure out how to connect with the star arcanum, and he's doing this free-falling in order to find a way to connect to said arcanum. And with Rayla, maybe she is going through that dreamlike state and is fighting this monster in her head that's just a manifestation of all the things she's afraid of, which there's a lot. You know, she's afraid of water, she's afraid of losing Callum, a lot of other things. And something similar could happen with Callum, where he has to go through a dreamlike state where he has to face all of his inner fears and inner demons as well, while Rayla goes through some kind of physical trial as well. What those things could be on a more specific and detailed level, I don't know. But those are just some examples that kind of came to me while I was writing for this video. But if all of this is the case, how did Callum and Rayla end up in this situation in the first place? Well, it's hard for me to believe that the Celestial Elves, the sect of Skywing Elves that protect the Novablade, like I said before, would just hand it over to Callum and Rayla willy-nilly, you know? You know, Callum and Rayla show up, and they're knocking on the door, going, "Hey, we came here for the Novablade, Erebos is coming back, can we have it?" And they'll just open the door and be like, "Yep, here you go." And then they're off. That would just be lazy writing. Plus, it wouldn't add any character development. There has to be stakes along this journey. There has to be Callum and Rayla have to change throughout the course of this journey. Not only just themselves as characters, but also together in a relationship. And why I say that will become clear in a moment. So logically, it would be fair to assume that Callum and Rayla, they're going to have to prove themselves to the Celestial Elves, so that way they know that they're giving it to the right people. And what I mean, so in that sense, it wouldn't be far-fetched to assume that they could be put through a physical real-world challenge, or through some kind of dreamlike state, like what we saw with both Callum and Viren when they used dark magic. And in the process, they're tested, their physical limits are tested, and so are their moral limits, you know. Because it's easy to put on a facade, and it's easy to kind of fake things if you know how. So, personally, the Celestial Elves, they're not just going to give it to just anybody. You really got to, you know, check off a very long and detailed checklist, if you know what I mean. So, with all that being said, how do I see this scenario playing out after all of it has gone down? And how would this affect the events of the show and the other characters? And specifically, Callum and Rayla. Well, I cannot give a super detailed and concrete answer to these questions. For the sake of the theory, I am going to guess on what may happen, and this is the big thing. This is the big culmination of this theory. After having gone through the entire trial in order to gain the Novablade, they finally have what they came for. They put everything on the line. The world is at stake, and now they finally have the tool that could help them save the world and save so many innocent lives. After all of that is done, they've completed their respective tasks, and they successfully prove themselves. They start heading back to the Stormspire to regroup with everyone else. And after having gone through some of the toughest challenges they faced and grappled with their inner demons and grappled with their fears, they finally have that big feelings conversation we've been waiting for them to have for the last 2 seasons, okay? And this is the thing that this entire theory hinges on. Remember what I said earlier? If they go on this journey, they're going to have to change. Something about them is going to change. something that I've heard time and time again with storytelling is you need to have your characters change throughout the course of the story. Otherwise, it's just going to get boring. And the same would apply here. And after such a long, heartfelt, and maybe even a little heavy conversation, they finally share a romantic embrace and possibly even a kiss, okay? We know that's coming in some form or fashion, but I'm theorizing that this is how it's gonna happen. And now that their relationship has been fully rekindled back to its truest form, they return to the Stormspire only to discover that Erebos has finally escaped. He's out. And in Season 7, Callum and Rayla continue to stay open with one another and continue to talk. And they grow stronger together, and they grow stronger alongside their friends. And they've learned how they can use the Novablade to kill Erebos and prepare for that final battle where their love will be fully put to the test. And that, my friends, is where everything changes in a big, big way. But that, my friends, is a theory for another day and another episode. Overall, Season 6 of The Dragon Prince has been shrouded in mystery for far, far too long, in my opinion. But with the show having a panel at WonderCon this month, I expect we'll be getting more news and a lot of big news. Potentially a trailer, maybe a release window, possibly a full-on release date for when the show will come out on Netflix. Maybe that's a bit of a reach, but hey, who knows? But I honestly do hope that we get something like this theory in Season 6. Maybe not down exactly to the letter, but something along the same lines. After all, the creators of the show know we've been clamoring for Callum and Rayla to get back together officially for quite some time. And I do believe that they're finally going to let us see this unfold. I mean, I hope to God we don't have to wait till Season 7, because that's just going to be an arduous wait. But if they set it up right, I think it'll still be good. Whether or not this particular theory does come true, I'm not sure. But no matter what, I'm sure this season is going to be the best one yet, and I cannot wait to see it. And I also hope that you enjoyed this Dragon Prince video. Yes, we made it to the end, finally. I know this is a long one, but let me know down in the comments what you thought of it. And make sure to hit the like button so this video and more videos from the channel like this and other videos on YouTube like this can get pushed to a wider audience so we can start getting the hype train going for Season 6. Because it's coming, baby. It's coming this year. And we're about to get some big news on Sunday. So, no, wait, it's Saturday. I'm looking at my calendar. I'm like, uh-oh. Anyway, back to my outro. Lastly, if you could subscribe to the channel so that way you don't miss another awesome Dragon Prince upload here on out. I'm going to be making a prediction video next week on what we're going to expect from the panel in detail. And after the panel, I will come out with a video kind of talking about everything that was talked about and released at the panel. So stay tuned for those videos and many others like them, because we're going to be churning out a ton of Dragon Prince videos here soon. And yeah, that's all I really got for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, stay safe, stay warm, and stay happy. It's never goodbye. It's just till next time. See you then.